identify as a right wing or left wing politician, if you identify as working class, if you identify with wealthy or rich or anything like that, that's what no you identify with those things. But the rest of the world identifies you as a black person. You are your country of origin is the continent of Africa, which is everybody on Earth continent, country of origin, a continent of origin. But you are a African. You are not an African American. You are not a African who moved to America. You are a African, and we need to identify ourselves as a group with different. We are part of a tree with different branches. Every leaf on the tree is not connected. Every branch on the tree is not connected. They all part of the same tree. And until we start identifying ourselves as that, we will continue to suffer the consequences of racism, discrimination, bigotry, classism, and every other ism and schism that they have out there to continue to make you angry with each other. We don't have time for this. Like, okay, these politicians. Big Illinois, man. Big Illinois. Shout out to Big Illinois. Dope show last night. Shout out to DJ Purpalicious. Nice show this afternoon. And anybody else who's doing the show. But Big Illinois, he made a statement. We got to get these old racist politicians out of office. And that's true. And that's why this can no longer be a moment. It has to be a movement. We must get behind the Stacey Abrams and Reverend Warnocks and Harris in the Carolinas, and anybody else, Cory Booker, Miss Harris, Sister Harris, Vice President Harris, and anybody else who was attempting to stand up for us. Now, some of those people that I named, everybody's not with them, and they have issues with them. So what? You don't have to agree with everybody. I was part of a conversation with my brother from the Nation of Islam. Shout out to my brother Michael Shabazz. That's his true name. His given name is Michael Neal. I've been knowing Michael since before I had teen in my age. One of the best people I know, man. And I was on the Zoom call with a bunch of brothers and sisters from the Nation of Islam last night, and we were building on helping each other out. And I ain't just speak up for my network, built for this network. I spoke up for everybody. You know, those brothers and sisters are going to probably start transitioning as we continue to have these meetings every Friday. I'm going to be a part of this. Thank you, Mike. Shout out to Mike for inviting me. We're going to start, hopefully they start transitioning to our shows, and hopefully Mike do a show, because Mike is a powerful brother who he has a lot in his heart and a lot on his mind. He introduced me to some excellent people last night. But it's as the brother Mike said, and how I've been feeling for my entire life. This whole if you ain't separating yourself from when you from Minnesota, like my man RC, or if you from New Jersey, like my man DJ Mad Knox, or if you from Canada, like the homie Ron, or wherever you from, you don't separate yourself by state. You say we part of the United States of America. We part of the United Countries of Africa. How about that? And if you don't support these sisters and brothers who got your back, and anybody else who has your back, or get behind somebody who has your back, it's your fault. That's why it's no longer a moment. It's no longer a movement. It's a moment. You know, everybody who in our community are affected by racism. Yeah, you might be stupid enough to believe because you got so much money, you ain't racist. You ain't gonna be subjected to racism. But you know what? Check out educated Dr. Henry Gates up there at Harvard University, and they had to have a beer summit with him and President at the time, Barack Obama, and the police. Or check out the homie LeBron James out there in California, where they broke the N-word on his door, on his gate. And the fact that O.J. Simpson was charged with the murder of 2 individuals, and people will skip right over the literally hundreds of thousands of brothers and sisters who have been subjected to the tyranny and the hatred in this country alone, and go straight to O.J. Simpson and forget all the other stuff. You know what? If you want to talk to me about O.J. Simpson, something that you don't know about, let me talk about the fact that in 1977, the United States federal government paid Coretta Scott King money for unlawful death lawsuit in Martin Luther King case. Let's talk about the Tuskegee experiment. Let's talk about redlining, Jim Crow segregation, all the other stuff. See, we're not going to talk about one dude's potential wrong because don't nobody really know if he did it. But, so we're not going to focus on one dude. We're not going to allow y'all. If y'all want to talk about the past, we're going to talk about every freaking day of the past. And then let's see who end of the scale is higher. The blame scale or the victim scale. Because the victim scale on this side, we got 400 years at a minimum in the United States of America. Not to mention that 45% of the Africans that were captured from the continent was taken to South America. 45%. It wasn't even that many brothers and sisters brought here to this raggedy ass country. So don't talk to me about that. But back to the point at hand. This is why this has to be a movement. A movement, to quote Coretta Scott King, the gains of civil rights have to be, they're only going to benefit the people in that time. You have to continue to fight every year for them. Because guess what? In the generation, nobody's going to be talking about Barack Obama. Just like ain't nobody talk. You got people that ain't talking about Medgar Evers. You got people who talk. A lot of people don't even know who Fannie Lou Hamer is. So you think 50 years after she died, people ain't talking about her, and people gonna be talking about 2020 unless you make it that way. We got to get behind these people like Stacey Abrams. And if you don't like Sister Harris and Brother Booker and other people, Reverend Warnock down there in Georgia, cool. Let them get a shot because you let these bigots get a shot for the last 200-300 years. And you know what? You let these bigots get a shot for at least the last 157 years. So it's time to galvanize, get behind something that's important. Organization by one brother, Kwame Ture, born in Stokely Carmichael. Organization is the key, whether it's the Urban League, the NAACP, the NOI, the Operation Push. How about this? You start an organization since you have this many complaints about what's going on in the United States of America, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you see all the problems. How about you stop talking and start organizing? See, because organization is the key. Biggest organize all the time. Why you think people like Ricky Schroeder and Brian Urlacher and all them other people bailed that boy out who shot them 2 white boys up in Kenosha, Wisconsin? Because they organize, they got one common goal, and they have a mission in which they are dying to continue. Now, and that mission is to eliminate most of us and put us in a submissive situation, excuse me. Because they don't want to do no work. They just want to be able to control you as you do their work. So let's get that straight. So either you are organizing and putting yourself in a situation that whereas you can help us, or stop talking. I don't need to hear another damn conspiracy. I don't need to hear another thing about this damn vaccination. I don't need to hear nothing else but this is what we are going to do. This is what I'm going to do, and I have this many people behind you. Can I come on your show and talk about it? That's all I'm saying. Because if you're not uplifting the community, if you're not educating the community, you are destroying the community. I don't want to hear about nobody. Like at the top of the show, you heard the Minister of Wellness. And even though I love the information he gives out, I'm going to email him again. And I'm going to ask him to stop calling people fools, zombies, and stupid. Because I don't know about nobody else. I can just tell you about me. The moment you say stupid and B, H-Rap, Brian, or whatever people call me or know me as, I ain't listening to another damn word. You say stupid to me and I'm done. You could be like, hey, stupid ass, here's $1 million. I'm gonna die with the money I got in the bank today. Know that. So when he called, no matter how, maybe that's why people are not listening to you, because you're calling them stupid. So we're going to have to stop this name calling, this backbiting and all this, and start acknowledging people as the human beings that they are. And if you want people to listen, how about talk to them the way you want to be talked to? Because guess what? As the great Malcolm X said, don't criticize people for what they don't know, because at one point in your life, you didn't know what you know. My man RC just said, any thoughts on these senators who are going to oppose count the electoral college votes? Well, you know what? Those dudes again, man. This is why we must organize and get. See, if we're going to stay here, and most of us have we have no interest in getting up and leaving and going to another country. We don't. Why? I don't know, but it don't make a difference. It really don't make a difference. It don't make a difference. Why we don't think about moving? Because the best way to get somebody to act like they got some sense is to put them in a position in which they assume it's over. When you assume it's over, people tend to straighten the hell up. But Paul Robeson showed these people that, like, he stopped saying he was American, and they revoked his passport and called him a traitor. Same with WB Du Bois. They stopped saying they're citizens of the world. But guess what? There's two things. If you really want to change something in America, you do, and everybody straighten the hell up. I see, and then people know it. And that one of those things is get a passport, because when you get a passport, you might visit some place that may not be as bountiful as the United States of America in regards to resources and means to become a billionaire, but it might be comfortable. Because guess what, man? With technology, you can go to another country, blow it up, and then invite me over there, and we both get rich, and then invite somebody else over, we both get rich, so forth and so on. But if seeing how we're not gonna leave, what we need to do is make sure the states that we live in have the benefits that we need. Because what we have to do is realize the United States of America is not created. It wasn't created as a conglomerate. It's individual countries. It's almost like the continent. The continent has 53, maybe 54. I think it's 54 different countries. The United States of America is set up the same kind of way. So that's why you think the state of California, the state of Oregon, the state of Washington, the state of Colorado was able to legalize marijuana, and nobody touched them. Nobody touched them to this day. Federal law says you can't use marijuana and you can't sell marijuana for engaging in fun activities. I can't think of the word right now. Recreational activities. But they said we're gonna do it, and Eric Holder ain't done it. And as racist as all these attorney generals your man Trump had, they ain't touching them because they understand these states fund everything that they're trying to do. States like New York, states like California, these people put so much money in the pot that they finance. California and New York probably finance Mississippi, Kentucky, and Mississippi, Kentucky, and Alabama. They actually probably finance those states. So when people get to talking that, if you get people in there who are fighting for you, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second too. That's part of the movement too. If you get people fighting for you, you don't have to worry about it unless you stated just a bunch of grandstanding that's not gonna stick anyway. What we're gonna have to do is, when I say stay engaged, it's just easy to go out and vote every 4 years on Tuesday in November. Oh, I done my part. No, you haven't, because guess what? This is the best time to stay engaged. You can even stay engaged just lazy, because now they're doing city council meetings on Zoom because everybody's scared that their ass is gonna die. Now, you start get the information for those Zoom meetings, and you engage. And then the next election come up, you start telling your city councilmen, you start telling your aldermen, you start telling your state reps, y'all gonna stop putting these damn city council meetings at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, knowing my black ass is at work. And if y'all don't fix this, and if enough of us get together, it's like in the city of Chicago, that we believe it or not, there's more black people in the city of Chicago than any particular group. Not more than white people who register white, but any particular ethnicity. If we start saying, y'all gonna stop putting these damn meetings at 2 o'clock because my black ass is at work, and most people are at work at that time, y'all gonna start doing this shit in the evening, so I know what the hell y'all doing. That's how you stay engaged. And guess what, homie, sister? If y'all don't stop that, you gonna be on the other end of the Zoom meeting watching, trying to figure out what's going on. That's how you fix it. That's how you fix it. See, all this those talkers, is the midterms are just as important. They're going to be at your door again, begging for new jobs in 2 years, man. 2020 and 1 year. In 2022, some more people begging for new jobs. If y'all don't stop